Hello! How is it going, everyone? It's me, your favorite 0-5 member of the PDL. Mainly because currently I am the only 0-5 member of the PDL, but we'll digress. We'll get past that. Welcome to Week 6. We're here this week. We got another match and another chance to get our first win. It's gonna be fun. So I know last time we talked about kind of going positive. It looks like I talked to Lily a bit, member of the PR, and also Week 3 opponent. No, Week 3 opponent, because this is Week 5. Yeah. No, is this Week 5 or is this Week 6? This is Week 5. I have it right here. This is Week 6. My bad. But yeah, looking at it, when we talked a bit, he said that in order for us to get into playoffs, that normally someone would need about 6 to 7 wins, which, including this week, means we only have about 8 weeks left, and we can only really afford 1 or 2 more losses, so it's going to be tight. I think it's definitely doable. We just have to start playing our heart out and can't make any more mistakes that cost us games like last week. But, yeah. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be going through our team for the Week 6 opponent, talking a bit, and we'll do the battle soon after, because actually we're planning on doing the battle in about a half hour as I'm recording this, so it should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and first introduce our opponent's team, who is Dravos, leading the Skitter Smacktalos with Deoxys Speed, Togekiss, Decidueye, Mienshao, Licky, Luxray, Mega Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Inteleon, Tentacruel, Centiskorch, and Steelix. So Drav's draft that he has here is very speed-based. You have a lot of high speeds with things like Deoxys Speed being base 180, Mega Aerodactyl at 150, even things like Mienshao at 105. You've got Inteleon at 120. He's just got a lot of speed he's put into this draft, and is also balanced out by some pretty decent walls with Steelix, Tentacruel, Centiskorch, Licky for passing around wishes. So he's got a decently crafted team. I do think it's exploitable. I think once we let his walls go down, it can be very easy to chip away and beat his team, because outside of Licky, he doesn't have a lot of recovery, so we can definitely use that to our advantage. So yeah, we're going to go through, we're going to show off what I'm planning, and hopefully we can get a nice dub this week, because I'm feeling pretty confident. So starting off the roster, we have our Cinderace once again, current MVP of the team, putting in work. We're running a Scarf set this week with Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick, Iron Head, and U-Turn. So obviously Dravos' high speeds are usually a problem. However, since a lot of his high speed Mons will probably be crept, Choice Scarf actually helps us beat them, even if for some reason he decides to run a timid max speed Deoxys Speed for some reason. We can still outspeed it by at least 1 point, even while adamant, so that's awesome. And then Cinderace just does what it does a lot of damage. I think Pyro Ball is 2 to 3 KOs on pretty much anything. High Jump Kick picks up some good damage and some kills on things like Hydreigon and Licky. Iron Head is great for Mega Aerodactyl. It also helps out with getting some safe damage on Togekiss. And then we have U-Turn, just for some nice fast pivoting, so we can always put some pressure on him and get better things in. But yeah, Cinderace is just doing what it does. It's being a Cinderace. We're being extra fast this week, and we're going to be clicking super strong buttons, hopefully. So Cinderace's main job is probably just going to be sitting around in the back, picking up some revenge kills. We do technically have some possible cleanup / sweep potential if we can get rid of certain things that will wall us, like Tentacruel will be a problem and Scorch will be a problem. But if we can get those things out of the way, we do have a lot of cleanup potential just because we're so fast and each button does a lot of damage. Of course, we'll have to be very decisive on what we pick, but yeah. I think Cinderace is going to do some good this week, hopefully. Going to be the cleaner that I need it to be. Next up, we have our Ampharos, our new Mega, who we're bringing for the first week. So I tossed Mega Ampharos on the squad because Mega Ampharos is great at picking up kills on those things that, like I said, wall our Cinderace. It's great for Tentacruel because we have super strong Thunderbolts and super strong Volt Switches we can do. It's great for Scorch because we have Power Gem, which even if it's running specially defensive, which I don't expect it to, but even if it does, we can pick the 2-coat easily. And even some of the faster things who can do a lot of damage, things like Mega Aerodactyl with Earthquake, Hydreigon with things like a Dragon Pulse, we can still usually live one of those and then do some big damage back. Yeah, also I'm running Focus Blast because it helps with Steelix and it does hit Hydreigon, even though maybe a Dragon move would be safer, it still hits it. And even if something like a Togekiss comes in, Focus Blast still does some damage rather than doing no damage. So I just think it's a nicer move. So yeah, this thing's just going to be bulky, it's going to be taking some hits and dealing with things that Cinderace can't deal. So that way Cinderace can just come in and do what it does. Next up, we have our Lando T. So Lando T, we're running pretty bulky. Running obviously Intimidate. We got our lefties with EQ, Stone Edge, U-Turn, and Stealth Rock, sorry. I decided to run bulky Lando. I was originally talking with Era, because originally I was planning to run bulky Milotic, but the thing with bulky Milotic is even though it's good, if you try to run Flame Orb, you'll deal with a lot of chip like we saw last week, and if you try to run not Flame Orb, then even normally physically offensive Mons can come in and do a lot. Like, I think even with max defense, when we had Milotic in, Mienshao still did like 40 to 50%, which is crazy. And we are also weak to things like Luxray and Decidueye, which now we are both immune or just neutral to, which is great. Plus having Intimidate there lowers attack, so things like Ice Fang on Aerodactyl try to catch us off, or Ice Punch on Deoxys Speed try to catch us off, we can still take those somewhat well. And then we just do a lot of damage. Earthquake is almost always good. Stone Edge picks up some kills on things that Earthquake can hit. U-Turn for pivots, and then of course Stealth Rock because his team is very pressured by Stealth Rock, especially since he has a Mega Pokemon who is weak to rocks, so he'll either need to run something with Defog or he'll just have to take 25% each turn, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, this thing's going to be here mainly for walling and getting up rocks. If it picks up a kill here or there, that'll be great. I don't really expect it to, but I definitely expect it to be a wall, hopefully. Next up, we have, I think this is the longest member of the surviving old team that we have not brought, and that is Frostmoth. The thing with Frostmoth is a very picky Pokemon. Ice Bug is not a great typing at all. It really gets carried by its ability, hence the nickname. Ice Scales just halves any special damage, which is great, but still, being Ice and Bug, we take a lot of damage from things. We are quad weak to both Fire and Rock. We take damage from things across the board. So I'm running a Focus Sash set with Ice Beam, Hurricane, Quiver Dance, and Stun Spore. The plan with this set is hopefully I can get it in healthy when there's no rocks. I can do a little bit of setup and get some big damage off. This also kind of helps out with some specially offensive Mons, like Inteleon. Maybe he decides to run some special offense on Tentacruel, Hydreigon. It just kind of helps there, but its main job is to come in clean on a switch in, no rocks, get at least one quiver dance up and do some damage. I also am running Stun Spore there in case I do need to sack it off and I want something. Stun Spore does help out the slow mons like Mega Arrow and Deoxys Speed, so that's really awesome. But yeah, Frostmoth usage is very niche this game, but I think if it shines, it will definitely shine and put in some work. We just need the right scenario, which could be hard to look for. Next up, we got Klefki here. Klefki is all utility this week. We're just running Flash Cannon just to have something. Then we're also running dual screens with our Light Clay and Defog. Having screens this week I think is very effective, especially with super offensive mons like Mega Arrow, Hydreigon. Having those screens options is great, especially since all of our walls can kind of get chipped away, kind of like what his walls are looking like. Flash Cannon does help out a bit. It can do some decent damage to Mega Arrow, it can do some good damage against Togekiss, which we can come on usually freely. And it does get Defog up, which is great, so we can remove hazards in case we need to. So that's awesome. But yeah, this one and Frostmoth are definitely the weak links of the team, but I still feel like they need to be there because they have their purpose. And there's no really other mons that I could see fitting this position. And last up, we have our Gengar here. This is actually a suggestion made by Era. Gengar, we tossed on the team just because it does have some good speed, and with Life Orb and the moveset of Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, T-Bolt, and Substitute, we can pick up some nice kills, especially if we want to force something out, like say we can force out a Tentacruel with a T-Bolt, or we can force out a Decidueye with a Shadow Ball. It allows us to set up a substitute, which is great in case he tries to swap to something to take us on, maybe a Vested Centiskorch, maybe a Steelix, maybe a Hydreigon. Having the extra wall protection for some guaranteed damage is always nice. And like I said, it's fast. The only things faster than it are Inteleon, Arrow, and Deoxys, which is already faster than our whole team, so who cares? But yeah, so that's the team. I am feeling confident about this week. Many weeks I've felt very iffy about, and obviously we didn't do good, but I think I'm feeling confident and I have a decent team to wherein I kind of not expect, but I think us winning is much more likely than most weeks. I think the other week I was feeling this was the week against Yerrick, which was week 2, and that match we just barely got beat out because I made some poor plays. So hopefully, if that means as long as I don't make any poor plays, we should have a nice dub on our hands. But yeah, that's gonna be all for now. Like I said, battles I'm gonna be doing here in about 10 or so minutes, so I will see you all then. Alright, so we're here. We're ready for the battle. We're just getting everything set up. Nope, that's the wrong format. That's one. You want our week 6 team. This is the team we're bringing. Sending the challenge. So I do have my notes here. I wrote in a little bit more because I realized I need to be remembering more things, so I have more notes in order to help us, or help me, to remember why the heck these things are here. So yeah. So looking at the team that he brought, he has Mega Arrow, no Tentacruel, which is nice. He does have Centiskorch, does have Inteleon, does have Decidueye. So instead of Tentacruel and Steelix, oh no, he doesn't have Inteleon. Oh. He has that. So he doesn't have Tentacruel, Steelix, or Inteleon. He has Licky, Hydreigon, and Deoxys Speed. Here to post a link, so we're good to go there. So I think the big thing here is how do I want to lead? I know Dravos, and Dravos usually leads with speed. So he usually leads, because when I watched his matches, he usually leads speed. I've seen him lead Arrow a bunch of times. I've seen him lead Deoxys speed before. I've seen him lead Scarf Togekiss once. So he likes leading with speed. So I'm tempted to lead with my own speed, but then that immediately will reveal our Scarf. So I think the lead from here could be Klefki. If I lead Klefki, I have some extra calcs in here because I want to remember these. If he goes Mega Arrow, he could kill us with EQ, but we do get Reflect Up, which helps out a lot. So I think we can lead with that and go for a Reflect. I think that's great, because he could also expect us to be Magnet Rise. So he might have like a different move instead of Earthquake, and if he does, that's great. If he does not have Earthquake, that's great for us. That means he's limiting his moveset. I know he likes to run Roost for recovery. He's probably running Ice Fang for Land OT. And his other two slots could be up in the air. Could be set up with D-Dance or Home Claws. Could be Earthquake to catch some mons. Could be Stone Edge just for that raw damage. I don't think he'll run Dual Wing Beat. No, doesn't feel like Dual Wing Beat. So I'm leading Keys. We're gonna see what he's planning. I know Dravos is a man who likes to do lots of calcs and figure his options out. I do think he's going with a usual speed lead. If he leads Licky or Decidueye, that gives us some free setup. Even Hydreigon we can usually set up on. Let's calc some Hydreigon for a bit. I don't know why it does that. Keys, let's calc some Hydreigon. Earth Power does do a lot. If he's running maybe Plot, he could be Scarf, could just be Life Orb. Let's just calc for a Life Orb, just quickly. Earth Power does a lot, Light Screen does allow us to live, so I think it's good. Okay. He does lead Hydreigon, like we expected. I think the safe play here is to go for a Reflect. He's probably scared because he does think we could have Fairy coverage, and if we live, he doesn't want to lose Hydreigon. I could go for a Reflect or a Light Screen here. I think I'm going to go for a Reflect, just to be safe in case he does stay in. So yeah, or not Reflect, a Light Screen. Because I think the only way he can kill us is if he's Specs, or if he has stronger than Earth Power. It could have Fire Blast, I think, because Fire Blast would take it out. Yeah. Let's do some calcs, or let's just do some information searching. Because I gotta add these as well. So Arrow is here. I forgot, I gotta actually put in the format, otherwise it gets mad at me. We have Arrow, we have Centiskorch. We have Decidueye. We have Licky. We have Hydreigon. And we have Deoxys. Yeah, if I look at his coverage he gets for Steel types, he could be running Fire Blast, but we still live that. I think Light Screen is my safest bet at this moment. I shouldn't have closed that. I'm all over the place. I'm gonna set up a Light Screen. Does go for the Flamethrower. Okay, this is a pretty weak amount. So let's see some calcs. So I know he's not Life Orb. Put Leftovers there just as a safety precaution. Yeah, it did about... How much did he do? He did 34, which is in that range. So he could just be a nasty plot set. That would be scary. I do have screens up. I think I'm safe enough to go... Who can I go here? I want to keep Cinderace healthy, though. But it doesn't take much. I would high jump kick, but he's got the Decidueye, so Iron Head would probably be safer. If I go Mega Amp, I'm not Mega yet. I take a lot pre-Mega, but not a lot after. I have a lot of choices I have to make here. Bring in Frostmoth. Even through a light screen, Flamethrower still does a lot. I think I'm gonna go... I think I go Ampharos here. He U-turns, okay. He's probably going to bring in Arrow, if I had to guess. Mega Arrow is very likely here. He's thinking about his choices. I think his main choice is Arrow. I don't have Reflect Up. Had I gotten Reflect Up, I'd feel a lot safer about this. But I don't, so that's not our option. Could go Arrow. He could also go Decidueye here, I guess, if he's running Vested Decidueye. That could be a nice wall. My best average for Decidueye is Fire Punch. Hidden Power Ice is illegal. I get no other Fire or Ice moves. Signal Beam is illegal, and that's neutral. He could go into a Vested Decidueye. He could go Arrow just for an outspeed and damage. Could go Licky if he's running specially defensive Licky. Slower as a non-mega. I don't know the effects. Yeah, he's actually faster by 10 points. Noted. Alright. Does go Decidueye, so this tells me this is a specially defensive Decidueye, very likely. This is telling me it's a specially defensive Decidueye. Otherwise, I don't think he'd bring this in so cleanly. I mean, it's not a bad swap at all. He's gonna outspeed, do some damage. I think we can do a nice Volt Switch here. I don't think we take too much, so Volt Switch would be good. Let's calc for some special defense, just because I'm curious. So let's say this is Assault Vest. Now let's say you're running some bulk. You are tanking pretty well, but I don't think you should do much to us. Even if you have a lot of attack investment, most you can do is around third. So I feel fine with that. So I think we Mega and we Volt Switch. He does Poltergeist. Ouch. So I was wrong. I was very wrong. This is bad already. Why does it say? Oh, because you don't have an item. Why do you do this to me? Yeah, so he's running investment. What damage is that? He did 65 to me? That's too much damage. That's a lot of damage. How did he do 65 to me? Is it a choice band? It's like a choice band. What the hell? I don't see him doing that damage any other way. So I think he's banded. I don't have a normal type. He's gotta be banded, right? Gotta be a lower roll band. I think I go Gengar. Because it's gotta be a low roll band. It's gotta be. It's not a low roll band then. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's look at Specially Defensive Licky Licky versus Gengar. Licky Licky tanks. God damn. I think my best bet is to sub and then plan out from there. Yeah, I'm just gonna sub. I'm gonna sub. We could force him into Licky. Or we could force him into something else. I don't think he's Scarfed. I think he's definitely banded. Because there's no other way he could get 60% if he wasn't banded. I threw away all of Amp's health on a poor decision. On a poor decision, I threw it all away. And that could cost me a game later. But we'll see. We will see. I hate my decision-making process, but yeah. Remember how in the team planning when I said that, you know, when I said making a poor decision should be fine? Okay. He brings in Centiskorch. Now, it was brought to my attention by Era. This could be an AV Centiskorch. I still think our best bet is just click Shadow Ball. You can see what kind of damage we get, because he doesn't have anything to get past us. Infiltrator's not there. I don't think anything get past us. I'm doing a Google search. just gonna click Shadow Ball. We'll see what kind of damage we do. We do 34. He Fire Lashes, gets rid of our sub, that's fine. So 34. It tells me he probably is vested. If he's not vested, could he still... What else do we have? I think he is vested. So let's see, if I go into Fizdef Lando here, can't be running that speed. If I go into Fizdef Lando here, I can take a Fire Lash and Stone Edge. Plus it'd be an Intimidate drop. I think that's a play. So I'm gonna do that. There we go. So I'm just closing that door. He goes into Deoxys Speed A. Seeing Deoxys Speed here instantly makes me fear for an Ice Punch. And I didn't even get the Intimidate drop off on it because it was slower than me. I think we go back into keys here. Where's my min speed Deoxys? There it is. Because Ice Punch is very likely. And while I should live it, that's not damage I want to take. So yeah, I'm gonna go raw into keys. Do I regret throwing away Amphi Health? Absolutely. Is there anything I can do with them now? Nope. So we're living with it. Sorry if my fan's picking up. We go keys. Does he Ice Punch? No, he subs. Oh, is this sub-mined? Oh no, don't tell me it's sub-mined. Okay, I gotta do some calcs. This could be sub-mine, and we could just be ruined here. I opened Discord on accident. Does he Calm Mind? Oh, this is gonna be a sub-mine set, isn't it? Okay, let's do some calcs. Yeah, I'm in speed set. Now, if he goes +1 Spadef, I'm not breaking it. I gotta break it, though. I gotta break it. I wanna go for Flash Cannon. Okay, it's just a T-Bolt. He crit. Alright. It's just sub. It's not setup. But he did T-Bolt me. It hurt a lot. I think we set up a Reflect and Klefki goes down with the ship. Klefki can't do much else here. I would like Reflect up, so I think that's the play. I think that is the play. He goes Hydra again. Okay. That's fine. He's letting this go down. Or he's not. He's not letting his thing take another hit. We can set up both screens, and then we have screens for that many turns. We'll have 6 turns of reflect and 7 turns of white screen to make something work. Flamethrower, done. Okay, easy. Alright, what comes in and kills this Hydreigon? Assume it's a nasty plot set. Cinderace does a lot. I don't want a high jump kick because he could just go Decidueye. If he brings in Decidueye on my thing, because he is banded, he does take a lot. I think Cinderace U-turn is the way to go. I'm expecting a Centiskorch or a Cinderace swap to avoid getting obliterated by a high jump kick. So I'm just going to U-turn. Losing keys is fine. Hurt Amphi is not good. But we still got this. Still got healthy moms all over the place. We can make this work. We can make this work. Because if he goes Decidueye or Centiskorch, I should be able to go Gengar and just finish the job. I hit Centiskorch with before. I hit it with a Shadow Ball, right? Yeah, Shadow Balled it for 34. And that's what counts. Okay, he goes Licky here. Very risky play, I have to say. Okay. Let's look at Ace. So we just did how much? We did 33. So that probably is a high roll on special defense, if I had to guess. So if I go Lando here, I can't. If I go Amphi here, he's faster? Bruh. I go Frostmoth here. Frostmoth could set up. I think this is where Frostmoth set up. I'm going for it. I think this is where Frostmoth sets up. Flamethrower doesn't do a lot. He could Toxic Us, which is like the only thing I'm really worried about. I do have dual screens and a Focus Sash, so I'm going for it. He's bringing Rock Tomb. You brought Rock Tomb just for this? He has a Rock Tomb just for this interaction alone. God. Oh, come on. There's no way you prepared for this specific interaction. Well, my sash is broken. This doesn't provide me much. I think we just go for damage, unfortunately. Ice Beam should 2-ko. If he brings me to -1, I still beat him in terms of speed. This is wasting our screen's turns, unfortunately. Okay, so it's not a 6-0. Great. Arrow comes in and we die. Or anything comes in and we die. Now, if he brings in AV Scorch, I could do some decent damage with a Hurricane, providing it lands. God, I just was not... How can you predict that he's going to have Rock Tomb? No, he just goes Deoxys Speed. Okay. Let me go down with the ship. I'll Ice Beam just in case. You're not getting a free sub. I'm not letting a free sub happen. He's probably just trying to waste out my screen's turns, honestly. Okay. So you have sub, T-Volt, Side Shock. I'm assuming your last move is Ice Beam. So I think we just bring in Cinderace and we U-turn. I am getting his team to that point where I could possibly go in for a sweep. I just need Arrow to take more damage. I would like Scorch to be gone, and I need Hydreigon damage. Oh god. I'm throwing. How was I supposed to know he'd bring Rock Tomb just for that? Okay, he does go Scorch. 23. So if I bring in Lando here, AV Scorch, Earthquake can kill, or Stone Edge can kill. Okay. I'm going Lando, and against my better judgment, I'm clicking Stone Edge. Even though EQ is safer here, he has Mega Arrow and Hydreigon, which I cannot allow sit in for free. Also, both my screens are out, so we're fodder now. Yeah, I gotta go for Stone Edge against my better judgment. Okay, we do hit. Scorch is gone. It's not done yet, but it's gonna be a uphill battle for sure. So let's some calcs. What is Cinderace's win con? I can Iron Head, Arrow Front Oko. Iron Head does about half to Deoxys speed, so he'd still live. Dragon takes about half. July takes about half. Okay, I gotta think this through. So this is a Banded Decidueye. think the play here is to sack Ampharos and then bring Lando back in here so I can get Intimidate off and I'm free to set up Rocks. So that's what I'm going to do. Because Rocks is more chip and that can lead to kills for Cinderace. At this point, we're just hoping and praying we can set up for the Cinderace sweep. Let Amphi go down. He U-turns. Okay. So he gets priority in. Hydreigon. Okay. Hydreigon, Hydreigon, Hydreigon. U-turn is still our best bet, and then if I need to, I can swap into Gengar for a sec. He hasn't revealed anything other than Flamethrower and U-turn though. But we need Cinderace to win this. God. This is a gamble and a half. Okay. Cinderace comes in, we U-turn. So either he swaps or he takes damage on Hydreigon. If he stays in with Hydreigon, I can go Gengar. If he decides to swap to Decidueye, predicting a high jump kick, I can go to Lando. We get Intimidate, we get Rocks, and we're set in stone. Please. Let's play this smart. Let's play this smart. Hydreigon takes a huge hit. I go Gengar for the sack. Gengar dies to a Draco. That's fine. Okay. Hydreigon. -2. Let me check and see his move pool. Hydreigon. I don't think you get any ice moves. Your only ones are physical. You could have Surf, but at -1, or at -2, I should live a Surf. Yeah, so we get Rocks up now. This is a hella dangerous game we're playing. Okay. Set up Rocks. We're setting up our win con. Please. Take out the Draco. That's great. We get Rocks up here. Do I U-turn into Cinderace, or do I stay in with Lando? The only thing that scares me is that Deoxys speed. Because I think its last slot is probably Ice Beam. I think I do U-turn. Okay, we're fine. U-turn takes out Hydreigon. Okay, Cinderace is here. I can literally feel myself shaking because I know how close this game is. But if he's running Band, he doesn't have removal. So that gives us 25% on Arrow, gives us 12% on Decidueye and Deoxys. In order to guarantee kills on both with Iron Head, I need them below half. Okay, he brings out Arrow. That is probably his safest bet. I am faster because I have the Scarf. I'm going to click Iron Head here. Okay. Neither of these die to Iron Head, and Cinderace is my win con. What are my kill options for a Decidueye? Pyro Ball is a guarantee, Iron Head is Legacy is a roll, and U-Turn's a roll, and he can kill us with a Poltergeist. He can't kill us with a Side Shock even if he's modded. Goes to Decidueye. I have to plan this out. If I let the Decidueye hit me, I die. Iron Head is a roll at this range. Wait, if I'm Steel, do I still die? Yes. I think I sack Lando here. He U-turns. I think that's honestly for the best. Okay. I think he might have just misplayed. I can't freak out yet. Okay. I click U-turn here. And if this is UI, how much do I need U-turn to kill? He's at 61, and he comes in on rocks, he'll take 12%. He will be at exactly 49. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How much HP does it need for me to not kill at this range? You need to be running a lot, which I don't think he is. I think the play is U-turn. I think the U-turn is a play. I would click Pyro Ball, but Pyro Ball has 10% chance to miss. I can't risk that right now. I cannot. have to decide right now. Am I risking it all on Pyro Ball missing, or am I risking it all on a U-turn roll? I'm going U-turn. Please, for the love of God. Please. I'm begging. I'm begging. I'm on my hands and knees. I'm begging. We've been here before. Cinderace versus the last Mon. Oh God, please. Please. Lord have mercy, please. Exactly 49. This match is ending here, one way or another. Godspeed. Come on, Jarvis, just click the button. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't believe we won. Holy cow. Oh my God. Oh, I am shivering from head to toe. Oh my God. That... Oh, oh my goodness. There we go.
No worries.
There we go. Now you can go. Talk your heart out.
Yeah. It's bittersweet because I would have liked to win, of course, but man, I'm so glad you got to win.
Oh, bro. Oh my God. I'm still shaking right now because that match was literally down to the wire.
Let me send you a calc. Look at that calc. You had the perfect amount of damage.
Oh, so you were running min HP. Oh my goodness.
Perfect amount.
I know. I was so hesitant in that last turn because I was either clicking U-turn or I had to risk it on Pyro Ball Mischance. I just had no idea how much HP you had, but assuming your offense, I had to assume that you had very little, if none, so I went for it.
Oh man, that was really exciting. No, once I saw the leftovers, I wasn't sure if you were banded, Orlando, because I had like no information to go off of. And once I saw the leftovers, I was like, oh man, I think I lost this.
Yeah, no, I had to run physically defensive, otherwise Mons like Arrow and Decidueye went in too easy.
Yeah, I didn't bring Rock Move on Mega Arrow because I brought Ice Fang for Orlando, but I needed Chip on it. I didn't have a great opportunity to bring it in.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good game.
That was an incredibly good game.
I don't think there were really like any big misplays that stand out. Except for some reason I thought like Deoxys could sub up on Frostmoth easy. And immediately after doing that I was like, he could have Bug Buzz. I could have just thrown Deoxys away.
But I didn't. I had Hurricane, so I could hit Scorch.
That makes sense. Oh, I didn't even think about Hurricane. Yeah, Scorch walled it pretty well otherwise. No, I brought Rock Tomb because I was like, I don't know what Licky can do to anything, so why not
just
speed control?
Speed? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because I was expecting a lot of like Thunder Waves, since you have Prankster Clefty, you have Prankster Lightheart. I was stressing that so much.
I had some T-Waves on for, I obviously have Stun Spore and Frostmoth. I had T-Wave on Ampharos, but Era had me change it to Power Gem in case you brought AV Scorch, which you did.
I did.
I didn't end up clicking it because Amphi came in, took an absurd amount from Poltergeist, and then just came in for fodder. I think that was my big misplay there was just taking all that damage on Ampharos so early.
Yeah. I think that was relatively hacks free. Something took a crit.
Yeah, one thing took a crit.
I think it was Klefki.
I don't think it mattered much, honestly. I wasn't using Klefki for anything other than screens.
Yeah, and I think you had both screens up at that point.
Yep.
Or it didn't stop you from getting the second one up.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was a good match. I thought for sure you were going to be Scarf Gengar. I lightly considered Scarf Cinderace.
Oh, bro.
But Cinderace does like to switch up moves. This is the Gengar I thought you were going to bring.
Let me see.
It makes it seem like I built sets for your entire team, but it was just the one Gengar.
It's an interesting concept, but no. With Adamant Cinderace, I get full speed control over everything. That was the first thing I prepped, because if I just have control over your whole speed and I can hit everything for nearly an OHKO, then I control a lot of that match. I was tempted to lead it, but I didn't want to reveal my hand too early.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Adamant Cinderace could still outspeed
You want to know the funny part? For a timid max speed Deoxys, Mega Scarf Cinderace, while Adamant is exactly 1 point faster.
Yep, I saw that immediately. Or I discovered that like when Cinderace was in against Deoxys there at the end. I was like, oh, I don't think I win this for sure now.
Yeah. My main goal was always to have Cinderace clean up, and getting rocks in there late was great for Chip, so that way I didn't have to risk on iffy Pyro Balls or something else.
Oh, you had no fairy move Klefki. You did have the fairy move Gengar.
I did have fairy move Gengar, yeah. I know, I had just Flash Cannon.
Man, I'm upset that you never tried to de-gleam Hydreigon. Because I had Roselli Berry to tank a hit.
I see that, yeah. No, like I said, Klefki's only job this week was get up screens and maybe get hazards off the field, but you didn't even bring hazards this week.
No, I had a hard time fitting it, and then you could always court change, and then you have priority removal in Klefki. It just didn't feel super worth. I don't think it mattered because it came down to a fully healthy Cinderace, but it outsped everything, so I didn't matter if I had chip. I would need a lot of chip on it.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see no Melodic. I had to run Choice Band Decidueye just to make sure I could 2-hit KO it.
Yeah, I see, originally I had Melodic on the team, but I had planned a lefties rather than
Flame Orb?
Yeah, than Flame Orb, so I wouldn't have gotten the Marble Scale boost, and against a lot of your team, it just got 2-code even with max defense, so Lando is just better because Intimidate and Ground Flying is good coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting Melodic and Hitmontop in place of Frostmoth and Mega Ampharos.
I never even considered Hitmontop.
I mean, why was I thinking you'd bring Hitmontop?
Probably just for priority.
Hydreigon. Yeah, priority is always good. Steelix, Licky. But looking at your team, I can see how Hitmontop when it feels super necessary. Yeah, max HP Ampharos, that's what I thought. Ampharos was scary. I'm glad you switched into a
Yeah.
poltergeist. I did not have a good way to kill it
Well,
otherwise.
that's what I was looking at. I was like, damn. Because a Mold Breaker, you don't get Tough Claws, so you can't kill me with EQ. A lot of things do no damage, and Thunderbolt just destroys unless it swaps them on Steelix, which I click Focus Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like a lot of this building was a lot of pick and choose. What do I want to not have answers for?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be too passive and defensive because I felt like I really needed multiple things to be offensive to be dishing out enough damage for something to clean up. But then my team's not very defensive and it takes a lot of hits bigger.
I'm surprised I didn't see Tentacruel here. I thought Tentacruel would have been a great Cinderace answer.
Cinderace gets then headbutt.
Ah, true.
It gets just enough coverage that it can't run everything it needs, but it gets enough that it's scary. I completely spaced on Iron Head too. I was like, oh, Mega Arrow sets up for free here. I don't know how much that mattered because I would have just had to pick something else to.
I mean, yeah, if anything, I would have just risked high jump kick miss. I think that still killed with rocks damage.
I thought for sure you'd bring Sucker Punch after last week. I was like, he's gonna have Sucker Punch everything. Initially, I had a Colbur Deoxys. But it didn't really matter if you were Scarf Cinderace.
I was honestly scared as soon as you set up that sub, because I thought immediately I would see sub mind and you just set up and destroy, but no, you were just normal sub.
Yeah, just needed Bolt Beam and then also needed a way to hit the special defensive walls.
Alright, I think that's all that I have for now.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I think I got it all off my chest pretty quick there. God, like I'm upset that I lost, but I'm also really happy that you won because I want to see the comeback.
You're still doing good. You're still in the top 7. You still got a chance. You're only 3 and 3.
I'm 3 and 3. Yeah.
Still doing great.
I mean, you still have how much room?
I got 7 weeks. And I just got.
You can only afford like 2 losses, maybe.
I know. Exciting.
It'll be tough, but
I'm very excited.
Yeah, but no, you can definitely still bring it back. You've made good changes to your team. You have a lot of tough opponents out of the way. Like, at least you don't have to fight Lily later on. I definitely think you can bring it back. No one's out of it yet.
No one is out of it yet. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you for the great game.
Alright, goodbye.
Okay.
Oh, so that was Dravos. It was an intense game, right down to a wire. But that's it. Officially, the Cold War Cryogonals are no longer 0-5. We officially have our first win, which is crazy. So, like we said multiple times in this video, I said in the beginning and Dravos just mentioned now, we probably only have room for maybe 1 or 2 more losses. I think we can still make it back. A lot of our tough opponents are out of the way. There are still some tough ones to come, but I think we can definitely make it back, especially since our differential hasn't been too bad. Like I said, right now we're only at -12. You look at people like the Portland Timbers, Gibby's Gibbles, who are around the same area as us, they have much higher differentials, so we can definitely make it back. We just need some more solid wins under our belt. For next week, we are going to be going up against the Portland Timbers, who are currently sitting at, where are the Portland Timbers? Oh, they are currently last in the league, 1-5. They actually just got their first win this week as well. So congrats to them. So looking at the Portland Timbers team, they do have some big threats. They have Darkrai on their team, who can do a lot with a lot of special power and do some big damage. Aegislash, who weaves before and who can always swap sides and just be a super offensive or a super defensive threat. You have Arcanine, who's very all over the place. He actually took Slowking Galar after we traded it off. He grabbed Slowking Galar, so he has that special wall now. He has a Mega Altaria, who's free to set up, click Dragon Dances, and get Pixiate Body Slams or Pixiate Facades, so there's a lot that he can do with this team. I haven't really planned much because it's still very early into the week. Usually I do these battles on like a Friday or Saturday and try to have a video up Sunday, Monday. This is actually Wednesday, so I can probably have this up and just get it ready, and I can start prepping for this match pretty early, which will give us a lot of time for planning. But yeah, that is all for this week. Oh yeah, where's Cinderace at? Cinderace is top 5. Nice. Number 4 with 10 kills and 4 deaths. This is the first match that we brought Cinderace that he did not die. But then again, this is the first match where we had any Pokemon survive, so I guess there's a positive there. But yeah, that's going to be all. Thank you all so much for sticking around. And think of it now, this is our first win. We've got 7 weeks left. Only room for 2 more losses, so you can expect 4 to 5 more wins this season, I promise. But yeah, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, and good night.